Recall that we've explored the types of cells, their organelles, and what cells require in terms of energy and carbon sources to carry out their functions for survival. I've described how materials pass through the semi-permeable membrane, and we have discussed the need for gases, ions, vitamins, and the importance of waste digestion and removal. If you're unfamiliar with these concepts, check out the videos if you need to hear the information again. Now we're going to draw together some key ideas to understand the biochemical processes of metabolic reactions. These processes are how cells are powered, waste is recycled, and the production of essential molecules occur. Metabolism is the chemical reactions that take place within an organism. There are two main categories of metabolic reactions: anabolic, the creating of molecules, and catabolic, the breaking down of molecules. Anabolic reactions are used in the building and creating and growth and repair, whereas catabolic reactions are used for digestion and breakdown. Both these types of reactions are necessary for maintaining a balance. Remember the word homeostasis? That balance within a cell. Within cells, they have specialized organelles that carry out metabolic processes. For example, waste digestion and removal is completed by lysosomes and vacuoles that use enzymes and endocytosis to remove waste. In plant cells, chloroplasts create anabolic reactions of glucose through photosynthesis, and both plants and animal cells use mitochondria to create energy in the form of ATP using an anabolic reaction called respiration. When we look at Module 2, we'll explore more deeply how specialized cells meet the needs of a multicellular organism by having specialized tasks for metabolism. But for now, we're generally going to look at these processes in unspecialized cells. Autotrophs, which we explored in the previous clip, create their own food by creating glucose. This glucose is then used in cellular respiration to create energy. The process of photosynthesis creates chemical energy from light energy and is expressed as the chemical reaction below. Carbon dioxide and water and light create glucose and oxygen. The process of photosynthesis is broken down into two main steps. There's the light-dependent reactions and the Calvin cycle, which are light-independent reactions. If you'd like to explore the chemistry of photosynthesis, those are the terms that you would have to use to explore it in much more detail. Photosynthesis, like all chemical reactions, has factors that affect the rate of reaction. Things like water availability, temperature, and light intensity impact the rate of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis occurs in specialized organelle of chloroplasts. They have a green pigment called chlorophyll. This pigment uses light energy to create chemical energy. This chemical energy is then used to create glucose. This glucose is then either used in metabolic processes or stored. Both heterotrophs and autotrophs carry out cellular respiration to produce energy. Recall, autotrophs create their own glucose either through light or chemical reactions, whereas heterotrophs consume other organisms. This production of energy is essential for cells and is called cellular respiration. There are two types of respiration: aerobic respiration, which means in the presence of oxygen, and anaerobic respiration, without the presence of oxygen. The type of respiration that is used by a cell is dependent on the cell type and the availability of oxygen, which is really pretty cool when you think about it. Even in humans, some of our cells are able to carry out anaerobic respiration when oxygen access is limited. For respiration to occur, there needs to be a carbon source of glucose. This is either gained through consumption of another organism or through the creation of glucose in photosynthesis or chemosynthesis. Aerobic respiration happens pretty consistently in most plant and animal cells. This is why they require a constant supply of oxygen. There are many steps to the process of aerobic respiration, including glycolysis, citric acid cycle, electron transport, and chemoosmosis. If you'd like to explore the chemistry of respiration in more detail, those terms would be what you'd use to help you. Aerobic respiration is expressed as the chemical reaction below. Glucose and oxygen create carbon dioxide and water and ATP. Anaerobic reactions produce energy without the presence of oxygen. They are different between different cell types as they have access to different metabolic pathways for breakdown of waste and access of molecules. In human cells, glucose is broken down into lactic acid and energy when no oxygen is available. An easy example of this is when you have lactic acid buildup in your muscles from running. The access to oxygen has become limited due to the large amounts of energy being used for the activity. This causes anaerobic reactions to occur, causing those painful muscle cramps. Microbes, however, use anaerobic respiration. This process is called fermentation. We can think about this in yeast. They consume glucose to convert it to ethanol, carbon dioxide, and energy in the form of ATP. To summarize, photosynthesis uses light energy to convert inorganic molecules into glucose and is used by plants and other photosynthetic organisms. Cellular respiration can either be aerobic or anaerobic and is used by most organisms to convert sugars into the energy form ATP. See you next time.